What's up you guys? What's up you guys? What's up you guys?
What's up guys, it's Graham here. Today we're going to be talking about my spending habits. Today I want to talk about Stephan's spending habits and how I would manage that money if I had his net worth and income. So let's get started. You might know Graham as arguably the most popular finance YouTuber out there, posting a new video every single day across his 2 channels and on his podcast with his assistant Jack. And he recently started another podcast-like channel with 3 other popular finance YouTubers. And now he's also working on starting a vlog channel too. And hearing all of that, you might think he's sort of a workaholic, which he also admits to because he loves what he does. I want to go over a bit of his background, who he is, and how he got to where he is. He has his own video talking about this on his channel, so feel free to go ahead and check out his video, but of course after you watch this one. A couple years ago, when he wasn't on YouTube yet, he was working as a real estate agent. He started off very young, around 17, 18 years old, and sold real estate for around 8 years in LA. But going back a bit further, growing up, he didn't grow up in a wealthy household, and so at the age of 16 when he was in high school, he got a part-time job at a reef aquarium store, taking pictures and getting paid around $20 to $35 an hour. And he wasn't very interested in the school subjects to begin with, and especially when he started making his own money on the side, he didn't really see the point of going to school, wasting all this time, learning about the information that wouldn't make him money in the future. And because he wasn't interested, his grades started to drop, and once he got a car, he would ditch a few days of school throughout the week to go and work instead. But unfortunately, the store that he worked at later shut down, and so he joined a band as a drummer and played several events throughout LA. It was then that he decided that he would become a professional drummer and pursue music. But as time went on, he realized that many of these successful musicians, although they were playing at a lot of events, were living out of their van due to how extremely competitive the music industry was. And so he knew that he didn't want to live that kind of lifestyle, so he quit music as well. And at that time, he knew that he was still interested in investing, so he decided that he would become a successful investment banker. So he got a data entry job at an investment firm, working a general 9-to-5 job. But after a few weeks, he realized he hated that lifestyle, so he quit. And now he was lost. He didn't do well in school, he quit his band, he didn't like his investment banking job, so his only choice was to wait another year, retake some of his courses, and apply to college again. But since he had a year where he needed to keep himself afloat financially, he decided to get his real estate license. And going through a lot of ups and downs, fast forward 10 months in, he got lucky and sold his first house to a couple while he was sitting at an open house. After successfully receiving his commission, he realized that this career was actually possible for him, and so he decided that he wasn't going to go to college. And things just steamrolled after that first year. By his 3rd year, he was hitting $100,000 a year, and he saved most of it, bought his own properties, and also rented those out as well. And since watching YouTube was his form of entertainment, around 2016, he decided to start his own channel, starting off posting some car videos, and then slowly moved towards documenting his journey as a real estate agent. And because he loved filming videos and posting them, he was extremely consistent and was also really entertaining. And so doing that for a couple years, he's finally become the extremely successful financial YouTuber that you see on YouTube today. Because at 16 years old, when both of Graham's parents filed for bankruptcy and weren't making a lot of money, he learned pretty young that money was scarce and hard to come by. That's why he didn't care about what he was learning in school, because he wasn't interested in it, and in his mind, learning that information wasn't going to help him make money in the future. That is also why, even after he started making significantly more money as a real estate agent, he saved as much as he could, because in his mind, his mentality never shifted just because he made more. He still thought of his money in terms of how much gas he could buy with it or how much lunch he could buy. The same mentality that he had when his net worth was $5,000 back in high school. And not surprisingly, even today, when he has his YouTube and real estate empire, having an estimated net worth of around $13 million, he's still extremely value-centered. He still splits the bill with his girlfriend when they go out to eat. He always looks at the menu to find the best deal. He only splurges on $20 all-you-can-eat sushi once a week, and he makes his famous 20-cent iced coffee every single day because he knows that Starbucks is overpriced. Whenever he contemplates on buying something, it's all about whether or not the numbers make sense. Like when he bought his Tesla for $78, or when he bought multiple homes for $0. And most recently when he bought his Ford GT for $0 as well. He's only interested in watches because it either holds or increases in value. Anything else that depreciates in value, he won't buy, even if it's something that he's genuinely interested in. The only 3 exceptions being his drum set, his grand piano, and his upcoming reef aquarium. To him, finding ways to save money and trying to find the best deal is fun. And that's really interesting to me. But it's not something that I would do if I was fortunate enough to make that much money. So what's my opinion on Stephan's spending habits? I want to first preface this by saying that I am in no way criticizing or saying that I know how to manage money better than he does. He's worked extremely hard to be where he is today, and he has full control of what he does and doesn't want to spend money on. And being an investor, I think what he's doing with his finances is very smart, putting it in the market and in all his investments. I'm just giving my perspective because I find his view of finances very interesting considering how much money he's making now. So consider all this as entertainment, if anything. So let's say that I was in his shoes and I didn't have a lot of money growing up, and I got to where he is today financially. Instead of still being extremely frugal with my finances, I would want to treat myself and my family a little because I couldn't growing up. Now, I have no idea if he spent money on his parents. He might be taking care of them financially, or might have given them a couple of his real estate properties. But that's probably the first thing I would do. I'll probably make sure that my family can live comfortably financially and make sure that they never have to worry about money again. And considering if I was in his shoes and I gave away a lot that I had, I know that my income would eventually make up for it, so I don't really see the harm. But I would also like to give some of it away to charitable causes. I would also spend a bit money on things that I enjoy. For example, eating out. If I had a $13 million net worth, making as much money as he does per month, I don't think saving a few dollars on food matters that much. I understand that the little expenses can add up if you aren't careful, but considering how much you make and how much you can spend on a good meal, I don't know. And doesn't eating good food also count as investing in yourself because it makes you happy? I think I make a pretty good point. I think that when you get to a certain income level and net worth, you can afford to spend a little more on your little expenses without having much impact as long as you don't overdo it. Traveling would also be something that I would want to spend money on if I had financial freedom. I've heard many people talk about this book called Die with Zero, where the main point of the book is that you should spend or give all of your money away before you die. Because once you do, the money that you have is essentially worthless. So you might as well give it away to people who need it. It also goes over the point that the earlier you experience experiences, the longer they can stay with you for the rest of your life. So for example, traveling around the world in your 20s while you still have the energy and excitement would make so much more sense compared to doing them in your 50s, considering that you had the financial ability to do so when you were younger. And the reason the book says the memories stay with you longer is because in your 20s, you have a longer amount of time to reminisce compared to if you were 50. But yeah, I've heard that once you get to a certain income level, material things start making less of an impact on your happiness. And experiences are really something that can change your perspective on life. So that would definitely be something that I would spend money on. In the end, the reason Stephan has gotten to where he is because he loves what he does. He can work 12-hour workdays for days on end without getting burnt out, which explains how he posts a new video every single day on his multiple channels. And I don't think anybody could do that for as long as he has if he didn't love the process. And as of now, his passion for this is apparently greater than his drive to travel or see the world. And instead of finding joy in buying things, he finds joy in saving as much money as he can and putting them in investments that will grow. Again, this video isn't saying that Graham shouldn't spend his money his way. If anything, I think we should take some things away as to how he manages his finances, because it's gotten him to where he is today. This video is just some thoughts that I've had ever since I've learned how Graham manages his money and what I would ideally spend on if I ever had that much. Hopefully you found some of this information interesting or enjoyable. And like always, if you made it to the end, you clearly didn't find me too boring. So go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.